All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Wanted Monday morning market update. This is a good one. This is the monthly one that I really enjoy doing because we get the prior month. The actual stats are out for reviews. We can talk about in real firm numbers what's happening in the market. So we're going to cover that today. A little spoiler here coming up. It is absolutely crazy right now. I can give you two examples. Two single level homes, so maybe poor examples, but open house yesterday for a single level home, 3-car garage, great neighborhood. And we had a line to the sidewalk all day. It was absolutely crazy. We had the COVID protocols going on, so limiting the access, and you had people lined up out the door for at least a solid hour. It was nuts. Secondly, had other clients put an offer for a single level home. We were not successful in our bid. 9 offers. So it's a feeding frenzy. So the common theme here is going to be there are no houses out there. So with that said, let's jump in. Hey Jeff, how's the market? Well, here's the market. Century lock box activity. So every time Gene and I open up a door to show a house to clients, it pings some activity. These people track. So from prior week, it just shows up being 1%. Basically, just shows consistently we're in the quote unquote summertime buying season. So it's flat to up. It's summertime. If you look at prior year, we're on pace with last year for showing activity. So the blip that we had in COVID, you see the trough in the chart. It was short lived and it's gone. In Washington, same thing, up 1.2%. It's steady, slightly below last year's activity levels, but it's still kind of plugging along just fine. So we're fast tracking those because let's get to the real story. The market stats came out, and the big takeaway in there is the inventory in the market. And what the inventory means is if no new homes were listed and hit the market at the current rate of sales, it's how long would it take for all inventory to be completely depleted. Okay. So for July, it's 1.2 months. So in roughly, 5 weeks, we would have no houses for sale in the entire Portland metro area. 1.2. So what does that mean? This is, if I look back over the last 20 years where I've tracked this data, we have seen 1.2 months. One other time, it was December of 2015 for 1 month and 1 month only. And why that month? Who knows? So I would call this the lowest inventory in 20 years. Justice, I think it's not right in my face all the time. Lowest inventory in 20 years that we're seeing right now. So it's crazy. So if you're off in the buyer side of the world, it is very competitive. It's very tough. You've got a lot of other people all searching for homes because there's no homes out there. If you're looking to sell a house, you're going to have the same challenge on the buying side, but there's ways to negotiate that. There's ways to work around that. We can help there. But when listing your home, certainly if it's the right home in the right area, you still have to price it right and then market and sell this thing appropriately. It should very well be a busy, active time. We still see some houses that are taking a little longer to sell, and sometimes there's just no rhyme or reason. Jumbo loans are still problematic for a lot of people. So I think once you get above, around 600 or higher, it can get a little tougher for buyers. It's just a smaller population. But there you go. 1.2 months. You hear this from me every time. This is supply and demand economics. That's all this is. And we have no supply. The demand has never stopped. So what does it all mean? Let's take the deeper dive because this is where I go full nerd. I love this stuff. I don't know. This is not going to show it very well. Our average sales price for the month of July, we have crested $500,000. It's $502,300. We are up 8%. I'm going to round it. We're up 8% from last year. So prices are going stratospheric again. But again, this is not a unregulated banking scenario. This is not cheap, easy credit like we saw leading up to the Great Recession. This is simply, there's no houses, right? We've had that 10-year deficit of new home starts. We know we've got an inventory issue even before 1.2 months, even before COVID, even before everything else. We don't have enough houses. So this is the side effect. Is the gas is on the fire a little bit because now it's in the even more so, it's less homes are available for sale. But there you go. So we're up 8%. We're almost 5% higher just from last month. So the frenzy of the summertime is well upon us. The market time, 42 days, we're cruising right along, pretty consistent with everything else. Yeah, new pending sales for the month of July are up 22%. So those are homes that have gone under contract. We'll see those close next month, or this month, I guess, during August. But your new listings are up 7%. So your pending is up 22%. New listings are up 7%. I have my hands on the screen. There's a little balance mix here still, right? This is going to keep fueling this this inventory pressure. We simply do not have enough homes for sale in the market. So let's look at our total active listings on the market. The green line is 2019, the blue line is 2018, and the red line is here where we're at now. There's your inventory. That's your disconnect. If you want to see an articulation of how fewer homes are available for sale today, what's causing the price surge, what's causing all the competition. So we're seeing some crazy offers now. I'm hearing people are waiving inspections, they're waiving appraisals, they're waiving everything on offers. Throw in the kitchen sink, and basically it's stupid offers are coming out. So all of our buyers are counseling them. We have to compete against that, and we can, and we're winning them left and right, but it makes it hard. And the ones that you lose, you lost to a stupid offer, and at least we're not the stupid ones. But total active listings are a joke. It's way down. That's your big problem. New listings coming on. So you see, again, you kind of see in April, you see the COVID hiccup, if you will. People didn't want to list their homes. They were slow to do it. And now what we're starting to see is people saying, okay, maybe it's safe, maybe it's okay. The news has been somewhat better, at least stable and consistent. We seem to, at least for Oregon, we seem to be somewhat consistent with COVID numbers. And so it's not the end of the world. Maybe it's okay to list our house. All right. We had a lot of people reach out to us. How do we do it safely? And we walk them through kind of the protocols and what we do, and they get comfortable. And so now we're seeing new listings are starting to trend back up, right? We are still, we're at the point now where we, have been in the last couple of years. You can see on the chart. But if you look at kind of disconnect for, a few months in the middle, that's going to create that backlog of demand. Go back a slide. We have no supply. This slide, you've got the backlog of demand, supply, demand. This doesn't get better anytime soon, folks. And then lastly, on this kind of activity, pending sales. And this is what we're talking. These are the homes going under contract. Everybody sort of paused going into coronavirus, and almost overnight, we all realized it's not the end of the world. We're not all going to die. The world's not going to catch fire and burn to the ground. I still need a house, and off we go. This is the brush fire chart. So this shows that surge of activity that's been happening lately. That's what's been showing that consistent decline in inventory levels. We've talked about this for months. And here we are, 1.2 months. I'm calling it the lowest in 20 years. I just say that because I don't have the data back prior to 20 years ago, at least not at my fingertips. So probably not the lowest ever, but God, we got to be close. Anyway, now people will ask if prices are up 8%, and we're going stratospheric at some point. This is all going to fall apart. And we get questions all the time of, well, we're going to see foreclosures because of COVID and prices are going to plummet. I hear people saying, with prices shooting up this high, at some point, it's not affordable, it's not sustainable, on and on and on and on. And basically saying, if people can't afford homes and mortgages, then the prices are going to have to come down because income, wages, all the disconnects. And factor in too, also with COVID, if we have all these people who are out of work, hey, people can't afford to buy houses, I'm going to wait for prices to tank back down. And I've said this before, I'm going to say it every time. The COVID impact is not hitting real estate. People who have been hardest hit by COVID tend to not be homeowners. They tend to be renters. It's leisure, it's hospitality, it's wait staff, it's tourism based. And statistically speaking, they tend to not be the homeownership demographic. So it's not a big impact. And sorry for construction noise if any of that's coming through in the background. AC is coming today. Anyway, so how else do we show them the impact? Here's your affordability index. And what this shows is what portion of a mortgage is currently affordable and sustainable given average wages against home prices. So if you go back to 2011, 2012, we were fire selling homes still. It was the recovery of the Great Recession. So people were picking up a lot of homes on the cheap. Prices were still down. So yeah, it was super affordable. People were able to afford 180% of their mortgage payment type of thing and absorb it just fine. We're right now at the 128%. Right. So we're not at a point where it's a 1-to-1, 100%, where, hey, I can afford just to make my mortgage payment. There's a third cushion in there. So that's a reasonably healthy place to be. It's not unreasonable. If you look back over the past 10 years, it's not as good as it was past, from the Great Recession, but we're not underwater. Right? So we're not showing unaffordable mortgages, given the housing costs, given wages, and everything else. So bottom line, the prices are not that crazy here in the Portland area. They're getting there. Not getting there. They're heating up substantially, but it's sustainable. So to the point then that the affordability index is staying in track, to the point that we've got a significant lack of available inventory, a lack of available active listings. It's going to stay active. It's going to stay competitive. And even as sellers emerge from the woodworks and say, okay, we're ready, we're comfortable to sell our home, you're still going to see this continued backlog. I would submit for a long time, years, I'm guessing, based off a 10-year construction glut that happened in the Great Recession. I don't see how Portland ever catches up to the backlog of demand, short of people just stop buying houses here, people stop moving to the Northwest. Come on, we're the best kept secret in town. People are going to come to Oregon. They're going to keep ruining our traffic. And it's not just us. We'll share a little bit of national news. I hate it, but I'll just share this one because it echoes what we're seeing. Prices are up 8% as supply falls 22%. And there's no inventory nationally. And those areas across the country that do have inventory and they're doing just fine, and they're seeing flat to declining prices, and there are some, right, because these are averages. So some places have plenty of inventory. Some people are seeing prices softening and things are just easy peasy for real estate. I kind of tongue in cheek say, yeah, and those are the places where you can get a house there still, but you have to live there. It's not going to be in your prime time location. Definitely not in the Northwest. So I'm thinking Midwest, Tornado Alley. Anyway, so that's your national basis. A couple of things I thought were interesting, 2 slides I thought were interesting. I saw as it relates specifically to the state of Oregon. This is as we think about what may be coming for demand for houses. Right, so this is a projection then of working from home within the state of Oregon. So this was a study done by the Oregon Economic Office. So work from home, historically, we've been kind of that 5, maybe 7% range of people working from home. You see the big spike from COVID, and obviously, yeah, they're estimating where it's going to come in at because we're sort of in this forecasting area. But then going up, it's a straight line. It's a good trend line average, shooting up to 15%. Probably going to go higher than that. I bet we'd end up at probably 35% of our workforce working from home or with the option to work from home. So if you're able to work from home, why are you going to then settle for an apartment or a condo downtown? Or you don't have to be somewhere where you're close to your work. People can spread out. People can move. People can do something. If you're going to work from home, you have to have a place to work from home. I think we've all seen the little meme about the kids work from home play set, and it's the kid at the little coffee table with screaming baby underneath. If you don't have a place to work from home, you're going to go find a different house. So if you had a house that you're thinking about selling that has a den or an office or a space that would work for a flexible workspace, I can assure you it's in demand now because there's no houses. Every house is in demand right now. It's long-term going to be in even more demand. And it's one that we want to start marketing as perfect for home office, perfect for a studio or an art studio, music studio, whatever the work may be. We want to tailor all of our marketing pitches to that because this is going to be important now. It's going to be important for the next 10 years. I promise you that. Write this one down, save this video, and then you're going to watch it 100 times. So also then on the working from home, that same office shared this thing about the working from home by metro region, right? So on the left-hand axis, that's going to be the y-axis. I go back to my geometry days. Actual work from home share, 0 to 14%. Potential working from home, 10 to 60%. And that's your scatter plot, right? And so the cities that are listed out are those major metro areas. So charts like this, in terms of where the big potential is, these charts are always highest and furthest to the right. So what's highest and farthest to the right? Portland. So Working from home, the potential versus the actual, where are we at? Who's going to potentially and probably also really do the most work from home? Portland metro area. So save this chart. This one's going to be a fun one to watch for the next 10 years because it's going to be a shift. Those spaces are going to be in high demand. If you got homes that will support a home office, if you want to sell yours, yeah, it's already here. So enjoy that. That's your update for the most part for the market area. It's all good news if you're selling a house. It's a little concerning if you're buying. It's a little bit more work, a little bit more hustle, but that's okay. Jeannie and I can help you with that. We have a lot of fun with it. It's fun to figure out creative ways to make offers stand out. It is still possible. You don't have to throw crazy money. You don't have to write a stupid offer. You don't have to have cash. It's all possible. I will throw one wet blanket on the party though. If you're looking to refi, the Federal Housing Authority put out some new rules recently that basically fees are up for refis. If you're purchasing a loan, this has nothing to do with you. This is if I'm at 4 3/4 on my mortgage, and I can drop down to 3 or something less, and I'm going to refinance my house, and I'm going to save a pile of money. Your fees just went to the moon that you have to pay to make that happen. It is nothing more than a cash grab from the government. They've recognized that servicers and loan providers are still making good profits, even at these historic low mortgage rates. Federal government's hurting, right? We're throwing money out left and right for COVID relief, for everything else that we throw money around for. It's a cash grab. How long it's going to stay, I have no idea. I know with a couple of my mortgage guys that I talk to regularly, they hate this too. It is what it is for now. We can hope that this part goes away and subsides in time as enough people protest and complain, but we'll see. So if you're looking to refi, talk to your mortgage guy regularly because, yeah, this party may be stalled here for a little bit. So that's it. That's your market update. Again, no inventory in the market. If you have any questions about what this might mean for if you're looking to sell your house or if you're thinking about buying a house or doing both, and you want to figure out how do you make this work in such a crazy market, give us a call. We love talking about this stuff. We have some great strategies to help on both sides, and we'd love to be part of that with you. That's it. 17 minutes, not too bad. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.